Hi and welcome back to Until You Fall, and by the time I've finished here I'll probably have hit 8 hours in the game. And so many times I do that and then I think I haven't done it properly because there's a pause before it keeps going.
Welcome back, champion.
Thank you, Agatha. So yeah, 8 hours in this game. I'm still none the wiser about quite a few things. I keep forgetting to look up what these things are and this thing is. I really should pay attention to that. But I think my plan for this time, I got 103. I want to try and get that one, which is that one, up to level 6, and then they're all up to level 6 for reasons, really. So I'm just going to go in. Let's go for it. And just make sure I'm all backed up in my play space. Gonna go further. There we go. That's about as far back as I can safely go. Nice and far away from my TV. Right. Oh. Couldn't reach him. It does seem like I have slightly less reach with these, which makes sense. I couldn't quite decide the last couple of times I've taken these two shorter blades out whether I have a reduced reach or not, and I think I do. Keep an eye on him. There we go, because I was waiting for him to sneak in. So I'm going to just concentrate on getting more ether.
Great job, champion.
Oh, I'm trying to go through and I haven't picked up my reward yet. There we go. So I think it's, I think it would be fair and correct to call this a roguelike, right? In that you die, you go back, you got to fight your way through again, but you're improving your weapons as you go and all that kind of stuff. And I've never really felt that roguelikes were quite my kind of thing, but over the past couple of weeks that's sort of changed and I've started getting a taste for them, because as I will have mentioned maybe in another video or two, and definitely while I've been live streaming Cyberpunk 2077, which I finished last night, I got myself a Steam Deck recently, and I found that roguelike games are actually the perfect kind of game to play on the deck. From a casual gaming point of view, I never really had roguelikes down as a casual gaming thing, but it's kind of clicked. It's finally clicked with me that actually a game where you can do a quick run in and then die, and then that's it, you've got to go on and do something else. But the next time you're in, you will have improved and you may have better weapons and so on and so forth, all that kind of stuff. I don't need to explain the concept to anyone who knows what it is. It just makes so much sense. So suddenly a kind of genre that I often felt probably wasn't my kind of thing is actually starting to work for me and really click. I would say about, oh, that didn't work, but I had him that time. I would have said about the only thing with some of that genre of games that isn't working for me, but I never can quite wrap my head around what I need to work on, is the whole sort of crafting side of things and the leveling up, like you do with some of this here. Why I would care about these things and so on and so forth. I just always seem to have a bit of a mental block when it comes to that technical side of such games. I think in part because I just want to get in and shoot stuff and fight stuff and that kind of thing. Go away, I'm busy. Thank you. So I need to pay more attention to that. And I do find that doing that kind of stuff in VR is very difficult, because I actually find reading in VR weird. I'm pretty convinced I'm sort of, to some degree, word blind when it comes to VR, because I can literally have instructions in front of me somewhere, and that literally they don't register. I don't notice that they're there, and I don't know why. But playing flat screen on, playing on the deck, I feel like, because I'm not quite as immersed in the game, there's greater scope for me to actually notice what's going on and pay proper attention. I'm just after the ether. So yeah, that's working quite well for me. So yeah, built up, especially during the winter sale, which is on at the moment. We've still got about a week or so of the winter sale left. I have got some real bargains. Ooh. But like, I built up this little collection of these kinds of games within this sort of genre. I first got turned onto it by Brotato, of all things, and then what was the other one that I started playing was Vampire Survivors, which really worked for me, and then bought Chance of Rain 2 last night. No, last week I bought, is it Candera, I think it's called, which is similar kind of thing again, but more of an explory thing. And then, last night I bought Spelunky, because that looked like, well, it was on sale, it was cheap. It looked like one that people mention within the same kind of conversations about that kind of genre of game. I haven't even tried that yet. There's another one I'm trying to remember the name of. But yeah, I've got this collection, this library of roguelike and roguelike adjacent games building up on the Steam Deck now. Because yeah, it turns out that like, if I want to play a quick game while something's cooking, what I for a long time viewed as massively involved and impenetrable games, it turns out that they're actually quite casual and bite-size in their gameplay. Into the Gungeon, I think was the other one, which I've had a bit of a play on and I actually really like, but I think I need to grow more fingers to play it. The actual controller layout and everything it uses on the Steam Deck by default anyway is kind of tricky for me. I am starting to play around with the controller rebinding thing and everything, because you've got the paddles on the back of the Steam Deck, which is quite handy, and already I've toyed with and it's actually working. One of the things into the Gungeon is having to duck and roll, and the whole mechanism for doing that was kind of awkward while trying to shoot. So I've set up one of the paddles on the back to be the kind of jump and roll, or whatever you call it, which is actually proving a lot more comfortable already. And also, for reasons I don't understand, the shoot button with actually shooting the gun was by default the R1 button, not the trigger button. The trigger button did something different. I can't remember what it was now. So I kind of remapped those. So now I think they were just the opposite way around.
Magnificent.
Yeah, I can't remember. Whatever the R1 button was, the trigger was, and vice versa. Oh, it would make sense for me with swap round. I'm trying to think and talk at the same time, which is a bad idea. So, yeah, I swap those round. So actually shooting with a trigger makes so much more sense. Quite why the trigger button wasn't the trigger for the gun, I don't know. So yeah, the combination of actually using the paddle on the back to do the same as whatever button it is to do the jump and roll really makes sense. It's a lot more comfortable. But I'm massively sick at that game. I think I've only spent at this point about 20 minutes in it, 30 minutes in it kind of thing. So I've still got a lot of play to do. But like, I've got my ass kicked by the smallest of first bosses both times. There's it's some kind of bird, some kind of seagull thing. I can't remember the name of it. Like, yeah, he's kicked my ass both times. But I've only had like 2 runs in so far. I shouldn't expect to do okay in a game I've never played before, and whose mechanics I don't really understand, and whose ergonomics I'm still trying to tweak to my taste and my comfort. And again, actually, the fact that I'm losing quite quickly makes it a very snackable game. You know, I can dip in and have a quick go. Right, everyone's ganging up on me, so I'm just going to... Right, can we get rid of this guy? And so what I'm tending to do is I'm keeping the Steam Deck on the sofa. Just to, yeah, so it's to hand and I can play an instant. And then when it needs recharging, I've actually got myself a dock, which is on my deck. So yeah, I just drop it in the dock, let it recharge, and then drop it on the sofa again. And, oh shit, I missed my opportunity there. And then just, yeah, grab it back. Oh, he's stuck. Put it back on the sofa when it's fully charged, and it's just there. Pick up, turn on, play, put it down again. And I'd really had it, the whole thing pegged as it only really makes sense if you're going to be out and about and gaming and, you know, like travelling a lot and things like that. Having it as a home gaming machine might not make a lot of sense, but the more I play it, the more sense it makes. I'm so pleased with it as a purchase. And the other thing is, because I got the dock, I've actually been setting up the desktop mode of it as well, so it's actually making an okay Linux desktop. I mean, I've used Linux since my first Slackware installation in about 1994, I think it was, or something like that. Used it on and off over the years. Oh, thank you. That'll do. I stopped using Linux as my primary operating system, probably getting on about 10 years ago, because I was doing a lot of Windows stuff then, and I'd moved and didn't have, because I used to keep a Linux server set up for a long time. So for a long time I used to use Windows as my desktop, but my primary machine was a Linux server, and I can't even remember what the X server that I used to use on Windows was now. It was a fairly popular one at the time. So I'd use my Linux server as my desktop machine, but Windows was basically providing the actual desktop, the actual window manager. So that worked for years, and then I moved and I had a smaller office, and it didn't make much sense to keep that server up and running. So for quite a while, well, I say quite a while, about 6 months or so, maybe a year, can't remember now, I was just using Windows exclusively. I did get myself a, I think, DigitalOcean droplet or something that I used to use for doing some Linux stuff. That was about it. And then I decided I wanted a Unix desktop again, and ended up getting my first, well, only iMac, but my first Mac, I mean. And so I've been avid Mac user for a long time when it comes to actual work and coding and just day-to-day use, you know, day-to-day computing. I still use Windows. I'm on a Windows machine right now. But Windows is my VR gaming console. So where was I going with this? So yeah, while I don't really need a Linux desktop, the Steam Deck does have the advantage that I can plug it into the dock and yeah, just use it as a desktop machine. So I started getting it set up. I haven't really used it in anger yet, but yeah, I got Emacs on it, which is what matters most. Oh god, they're all on me. Oh, this isn't fair, guys. So yeah, having it set up on the desktop like that is really handy, because it's quite easy to go into desktop mode. Oh, I'm in trouble here. Trying to get rid of them. So I need to worry about them a little less. I'm trying to get away from them. So there's a more manageable number at once. Right, it's just him. No, there's still another one of them. Ah ha 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 ha. Damn. That was a fairly good run, actually, I think. So yes, long story short, it's my primary, the Steam Deck is now my primary non-VR gaming machine. Although I do have a PS5 as well. But yeah, casual gaming machine anyway. And I get to use it as a Linux desktop machine as well. Excuse me, as well. Which is quite handy. Right, I think we can afford to upgrade that. Right, they're all on 6 now. In fact, all of my normal bladed weapons are all on 6 now, and also that thing, I'm not even sure what you call it. Is it a mace? Is it a mace? Doesn't tell me what it is, does it? Oh, didn't mean to do that. Grab those back now. I think it's getting to that point where I need to figure out what the hell these things are and why I'd want to use these. Am I supposed to just punch someone with that? I should probably take that through next time. Maybe that's the idea. Is let's go try on this thing. Okay. So it's really close combat, but that does that. And then I've got this thing, which don't know what it does. So I can hit him with it, but I don't know why I'd want to. I feel like I'm missing the point with that. That feels really weird. Anyway, if I back up from him, it's not doing him any. Oh, it's doing him very little damage. Whereas that, I'm gonna have to read it what that's about. Because I feel like there's more to it than I'm just holding a thing and I punch people in the face while holding it. That doesn't really make sense to me. That almost makes sense in that it's kind of like a knuckle duster, the worst kind. Yeah, I know I keep saying this every time and then I take the headset off and completely forget. But I think I'm at a point where I actually need to read about some of these other things, and there's definitely... So that's broken. So it looks like there's 2 weapons I still haven't unlocked. And I'm going to assume that unlocking those is contingent on maybe improving that one ever so slightly. Maybe not actually, because like that one I still haven't done anything with, and then these got unlocked. I don't know, or is it just the distance through the game? I don't know.
Forget something, champion?
What? I'm just talking, I'm just thinking. That seemed slightly sarcastic. What's this? Shard of ephemeral power, crushed to instantly charge a weapon's... Ah, okay, it's for testing against him, right? Okay. This is... difficulty, relaxed. I'm on relaxed, challenging, and relentless. So, I still haven't made it anywhere close to all the way through. Crushing a difficulty keystone will respawn any defeated bosses. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Oh, of course, yeah, I defeated a boss, didn't I? And that's the thing I like about this game, is having defeated a boss, I don't have to defeat them again. Or rather, they're going to be further on through the game maybe, and I have to take them on again. I don't think I've made it to the next boss yet. I got a long way to go with this game. I definitely feel like I'm at my limit with it at the moment. All I'm doing is grinding to upgrade these weapons. I really should pay attention to what that's about, and what I need to do to upload those, unlock those last couple of weapons. I think a bit of searching online or reading the documentation on Steam for this is probably in order. But anyway, from this dip into Until You Fall, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.